All right. Well, I hope you guys are having a great Friday. We're going to do another trade recap today. And I wasn't going to go over this one, but I really don't know how many more recaps I'm going to get this year because I'm going to take the last 2 weeks of December off. I just want to detach from the charts a little bit, enjoy some time with family, and price action tends to not be that great the last 2 weeks. So I'm just going to choose to stay away. But nonetheless, we got a good win today, so I want to at least go over this. As always, we'll start on the higher time frame. Going into the day, to be honest with you, I really wasn't expecting that much. We were still inside this range here. We had some pretty obvious draws. We had this bullish draw, this bearish draw, really nothing else to target. I guess some of these internal highs. But what I noticed is we had this 1 hour bearish fair value gap here. I was sort of using this as my condition. Basically saying, okay, if we respect this gap and continue lower, then I want to look for an entry towards this draw. If we disrespect this gap and continue higher, I want to look for an entry towards this draw. Now, at open, we originally started off pretty slow, to be honest. We had kind of just not a very clean move to the upside. And I noticed that where are we? ES was pretty weak too. It's just not very clean candles. I really don't like rangy moves in a direction like that. And then I noticed we had this candle here, and on both assets, we immediately just dumped. I don't know. This was like a 2 second move to the downside. So I was a little bit sketched out, didn't really know what we were going to do, but I wanted to see price action develop a lot more because at this point, we were not close to either of the draws. So we're still inside this range right here. Then we came back up. I was expecting a range day, okay? Like looking at the 5 minute time frame, it did not look very pretty in this area. So I wanted confirmation that if we are going to go lower, I need to see price go lower. Now, here, around this point in price, when we got this leg down, that's when I started to lean my bias a little bit more bearish because the assets started correlating. Where was that candle? Yeah, it was right here. So the assets started correlating, both moving bearish. I still just needed to see us get closer to the draw to really confirm. And then when we started really moving with these candles and coming down, that's how I knew, okay, if we wanted to go higher, we would have respected that 1 hour gap and continued higher, or disrespected the bearish 1 hour gap and continued higher. We didn't, we respected it. Both the assets are correlated. We have a strong draw lower. I want to see a confident, safe entry to this draw. So what do I look for? The same exact thing that I look for every single day. I am looking for price to retrace into condition, a fair value gap, displace out of it towards the strong draw and liquidity. So what do we get? I see that we formed this 1 minute fair value gap right here. Not the biggest fair value gap, but where else are we going to retrace to? So I'm waiting for price to retrace into that gap, and then I want to see confident displacement that we're going to go lower. Sure enough, price retraces, barely taps the gap, immediately displaces lower out of it, and this move happened pretty quick. I didn't have enough conviction with this candle close. I wanted to see us flush a little bit lower. Immediately as this candle opened, we flushed right down. So I took an entry around, it was right here, around mid candle, and I was targeting the strong draw. Now, if you're watching this and you've seen some of my other recaps, you're probably wondering how I didn't get break even on this trade. Let me tell you, I manually close this position early, which I usually say not to do, but in this case, it was the right decision. Higher time frame, very choppy, no clear direction, not sure where we want to go. We've been going up and down, up and down, up and down, and if higher time frame isn't efficient, I don't necessarily expect the lower time to be efficient as well. I've gotten multiple break evens this month, and price just hasn't been delivering very smoothly. So what I did, after this candle closure right here, we've already closed below the internal low, okay, which usually I'm entering before the internal low, but this entry just didn't work out like that. So when we got this candle closure right here, I went break even, stop was at break even, building good habits, and then we started flushing towards the low, and I told myself, if we edge the low and start displacing up, I'm going to eat out. It's Friday, I want to enjoy my weekend, I'm not gonna be in some bullshit that stops me at break even after edging the draw. It's not gonna happen. The conditions have not been great lately. Like, I'm going to take my profits. Sure enough, we come down, we get close to the draw, as soon as this candle comes up and closes, I exited the position. I knew we were going to do some fuckery, probably come up here, which is exactly what we did. We came back up, tapped this gap, and then had this just very choppy move down to the draw. But I would have gotten break even if I didn't manually close this position. I knew we were going to do some dumb shit, and sure enough, we came up and did it. So I don't recommend you manually closing your positions, but due to my experience, due to watching the market over and over, seeing how we act in good conditions on the higher time frame, seeing how we act in bad conditions, seeing how prices in December, I had the conviction to close this trade early. And sure enough, we come right back up, would have stopped me at break even. So I'm very happy with the manual close. I ended up closing it. It was around a 1-to-1. It was something like that. And I ended up being 700 per account. So I'm up 3.5K on the day, which is awesome. Great way to end the week. But that is about all I have for this trade. Super simple. That's my model. Retrace into a fair value gap, displace out of it towards a strong draw. That's it. So I'm very happy with my execution today. Very happy I closed early. But I did post my bias in the Discord this morning. So you guys are welcome to join the Discord. It's completely free. The link to join is in the description. I post my bias every morning. I review you guys' trades and I commentate throughout market. It's just, it's free. So why not? But that is all I have. So I hope you guys enjoy your Friday and have a great weekend.